Talia lived on the edge of a quiet countryside where grapevines blanketed the hills like a green quilt, and time moved slowly enough for dreams to breathe. She was 10 years old, still young enough to believe in miracles, yet old enough to feel disappointment when they didn't come. Her family ran a vineyard, and each morning Talia helped her father check the rows. But her favorite part of the land wasn't the vines. It was the wildflower field just beyond them. The field bloomed every spring in an explosion of color. Tall sunflowers that looked like laughing faces, purple clover soft as silk, and scarlet poppies that bowed gently with the breeze. In the very center of the field stood an old wooden gate, freestanding, not attached to a fence. It was built long ago when the trail behind it had been used more often, but now it led to a narrow path that disappeared into the forest. Talia was enchanted by it. It wasn't just a gate. It was a promise. It whispered things to her soul. Come, see what's beyond. Something amazing is waiting. Something just for you. But she'd never been allowed to go through. Her father, a man with steady hands and eyes that smiled even when his mouth didn't, had told her many times, "That trail isn't safe. It may look peaceful from here, but storms have weakened the trees. Rocks shift without warning. It's not ready for you. Someday, yes, but not yet." Well, someday felt too far away. To Talia, the danger felt invisible. The gate wasn't locked. It wasn't chained. It just stayed closed. And one evening, as the sky turned pink and swallows looped in the air above the vineyard, Talia knelt beside her bed, her palms pressed together in the quiet, and she whispered, "God, I don't want to disobey, but please, could you open the gate for me tomorrow? Just a little? I'll be careful, I promise." She imagined waking up to find the gate wide open, the path bathed in golden light, the flowers on either side blooming bigger than ever. At sunrise, she threw on her sandals and ran through the dew-wet grass. The world felt fresh, like anything could happen. Her heart beat faster as she reached the field, but the gate was closed. Still. She jiggled the latch. Still shut. She waited. Nothing. Her stomach dropped. "Maybe you didn't hear me," she whispered, blinking back the disappointment. She prayed again that night, and again the night after. Each morning she checked, and each morning the gate stood exactly as it had before, still closed. A few days later, the weather shifted. The air turned sharp. The sky, once lazy and blue, darkened to a brooding gray. The birds grew quiet. That night, wind howled through the vineyard like it was alive. Trees groaned, the windows rattled, thunder cracked like the sky was tearing in two. Talia lay awake in her bed, heart pounding under the blankets. Shadows danced on her walls. Suddenly, a sound shook the house. A thunderous cracking boom from outside. It echoed like the earth had been split. She gasped, frozen. Lightning flashed, then silence. She whispered under her breath, "God, whatever that was, please keep us safe." When the sun rose, it shone weakly through a bruised sky. Rain still dripped from the leaves, and the earth was soaked and heavy with silence. Talia's father took her hand. "Come with me." They walked slowly toward the wildflower field. Many of the blossoms had been flattened by the wind. Puddles gleamed like mirrors in the grass. Then she saw it. She stopped in her tracks. Just beyond the gate, the trail was blocked completely by a massive oak tree. It had been split by lightning and had collapsed, roots and all, across the path. Its bark had splintered like shattered glass, sharp branches piercing the trail in jagged angles. Talia couldn't look away. If she'd gone through, if God had answered her prayer, if the gate had opened, her knees felt weak. Her father put a hand on her shoulder. "I didn't know the storm would bring this," he said quietly, "but I knew the path wasn't safe yet." She looked up at him, her eyes wide. "The gate stayed closed for me." He nodded. Sometimes a no is just love wearing different clothes. That evening, Talia sat by her window, a blanket wrapped around her shoulders. She looked out at the gate. It was still closed, but now it didn't make her sad. She realized something deeper than before. The gate wasn't a rejection. It was a shield. She whispered softly into the quiet, "Thank you, God, for loving me enough to say no." And from that day on, when she passed the gate, she no longer pulled at that latch. She simply smiled and waited for the day when not yet became now. And sometimes God's greatest protection is the prayer He doesn't answer the way we hope. He sees the storms before they come. He sees the trees before they fall. And when He closes a gate, it's never to withhold good. It's to preserve you for something better. When you feel like God is silent, when the gate won't open, just remember, He's not saying no to punish you. He's saying not yet, because He loves you. God bless you, my friends.